These cheap, super easy to store, and super easy to ship items make us a heck of a lot of money. Hey, it's Don. Today we're going to look at some cheap, easy to ship, easy to store items that we sell routinely that always make us a good chunk of money. A lot of the stuff I'll show you we sell in volume, and it's well over half of our income just on eBay. Now, paper items in general I can usually get for almost nothing, especially if I'm buying it in bulk. Now, many people ask, where the heck do you get these items? Now, I hunt all over the place. My first way to get these was antique stores, without a doubt, and flea markets. I was able to score these left and right after digging and digging and figuring out which places were the best. Which places did these items turn up constantly? And I figured it out. Then I figured out how to directly get these, how to get people to get them for me, and we moved on from this aspect. But if you want to find these, flea markets are always good. Antique malls, that sort of thing. Estate sales. Those sorts of places, I almost always find everything I am going to show you today. Everything. Everything I show you today, I have found at all of those places I just mentioned. Now, this is an interesting card. Many people would miss what the important part of this card is. Now, it's a trade card. Now, the biggest point of this card is that on the back of it, it just says Dakota. For it to just say Dakota, it would have to be Dakota Territory, because otherwise it would have North or South listed in front of it before it was split into two sections. So this can be dated very specifically by that, and anything from Dakota Territory sells for some good money. This was on a sale I just did. I have a video showing what I did, how to set it up, and the whole works up already. You can check that out right here if you want to know how to set it up. It did go for $54 as well. So it was an excellent sale without a doubt. I have pennies into this card when we purchased it. In fact, on top of that, we've sold other items from this very same purchase, and that's got us a profit already. So at this point, I didn't have anything invested into this once it actually sold. Now, here's a postcard. This comes from a bunch I just listed. I just been talking about this. Got some posts and other videos on this big bunch of postcards. This one did sell for $34.50, my list price on it. I paid 10 cents a piece for a whole mess of postcards, and this was in that lot. Again, this is free. It was already paid for. Now, this one came from an auction. A picker of mine purchased it from the auction for me. It was out of town. Somebody that I've known for a very long time. They bought a whole assortment of these. So I have really nothing into this at this point. Now, here's a lighter. This is another item from the sale I just put up from the video I pointed out just a few moments ago. This one was marked down from 75 bucks down to 54, and it sold immediately as soon as I put it on sale. Now, most of these things I buy in bulk lots as well. This one came in a bulk purchase. I had about 50 cents at time of purchase invested into each item. At this point, I have nothing into it. I've already sold a ton of these lighters, so it sits around for a little while. I get top dollar for it. I'm perfectly happy with that. Paper in general I love. I love die cuts and artwork and things that crafters will use. This is a perfect example right here. This is George Washington on this one, and it's a die cut from the 1880s. Not a huge one, 9 1/16 of an inch tall. This one sold for roughly 50 bucks with shipping included. It's been up for a little while, no big deal at all. Another one from the sale I just started. Comic books I always love. This one I took 35 shipped out the door on it. This was a 10-cent or less purchase. And in fact, again, at this point, I've already sold some of the lot that paid for them all, so this one doesn't cost me a dime. Every bit of this, other than eBay fees and taxes, is mine. It's all profit. Now, here's a very highly collectible vintage perfume bottle. It's an original one from the 1920s, very well-known brand. If this had perfume in it, it would have sold for a lot of money. But again, you can't sell open perfume on eBay. It is listed as a banned item, regardless of whether you're selling it or trying to put the word new in there, trying to fool the system. Selling perfume like this can get you dinged or shut down if you get caught doing it. Just FYI. And then I sold this one for 40 bucks with shipping included. That's fine. I paid $1 for it as some random bottle at a sale a very long time ago. Now, records and 45s in general, I buy in mass bulk. I've bought 10,000 45s, 5,000 45s, even more than that with LPs, buying almost 10,000 at a time. This is from one of those purchases. I have literally a couple cents into this one here. It did sell for full price, $57.50. And this is Traffic featuring Steve Winwood. Interesting one. Paper Sun is the one that I remember listening to off this one. Excellent sale. Sheet music's another one of those items I sell all the time. I have never paid more than $2 a sheet ever in my entire life for sheet music. Most of the time, I buy it in mass quantity whenever I get the opportunity, especially if they're large format like this one here from 1907. This one did sell for full cost at $34.50. This was a freebie. Now, I even have a video from a few years ago showing me actually getting these. I had a whole van full of this, and we've been selling them ever since. Pens, pencils, and things like that, I routinely sell all of the time. This is an old advertising pen from Pierce & Kane Oil. It's actually an advertising for Lion Oil. It's a defunct company. This one sold for 40 bucks. It does not work. It does not matter if these work at all. All they want is the advertisement on it, the actual pen itself. You can replace the insides of these very readily, even still to this day, so there's no need to worry if it works or not in these sorts of things. This is another one of those items where I purchased a big bulk lot of pens and pencils, hundreds of them all at the very same time. I have about a nickel into each one of these considering how I purchased it, so at this point, again, I have nothing whatsoever into this item. This is a fold-out piece of paper, basically. It's an advertisement for Kelly Clean's Comedies Company. It's a moving picture producers. It shows some images and things they did. This did sell for 125 bucks. Maybe I got a nickel into this at best. It was just grabbed in a whole bunch of stuff at an estate sale almost 2 years ago. I did look up where this came from just to make sure I was correct on that. I sometimes will go to a sale and be able to push just a whole bunch of just junk paper together and get it for 5, 10, 15 bucks. This is one of those cases. Now here's another area many people just might not think of. This is a Art Nouveau little dustpan broom here. It's a handheld broom basically. And it's got incredibly nice design work across the back handle of it, including an Art Nouveau lady right there on the face of it. Very fine, very unique item without a doubt. It's missing the pan, the bristles are all messed up as well. I still got almost 50 bucks for it plus shipping. Again, I'm happy with that. This is something that's been in inventory for a little while. I paid $1 for it at a sale. It was one of the last days there. It was in the garage on a table. Anything on the table was $1, and this is what I picked out of there. Here's an interesting item. This is just an engraved piece of paper. Maybe it's a trade card. Maybe it's a cutout. I am not even 100% sure, but it's from Beatty Pianos in Oregon. It's a very well-known company. It is in original engraving. So this was printed off a steel or copper plate and pressed into the paper as you see it here. Now, I took $54 for this plus shipping. This was an offer sent to a watcher, and they purchased it immediately. Here's another interesting item. Now, I talk about animals and things like that. This is a Scotty dog pictured on a tie clip. And this is something out of the quarter bin at a thrift store from quite some time ago. It's been up for a little while. Again, I don't really care. Once it's been listed, this is passive income. It'll sit till it sells. It did sell for full price, $24.50. Now, the keywords on this one that sold it are Scotty dog. Scotty dogs are highly collected, and they almost always sell for us regardless. Paper labels is another area that I sell daily. Paper labels of any type sell for us. Labels, wrappers, anything like that. Product labels especially. Now, this is a roller skating label. This one did sell for full cost, $34.50. Again, this is something I have nothing into it. I buy these in quantity many times. Sometimes I'm lucky enough to get 10 or 15, 20, 30 of the very same ones. So it's passive income again. One listing, one photo set, and I am done with it. Now, I never list more than one at a time. So many of these sorts, I will list one, it will sell, and then I will list another one. I never keep more than one up at a time. Now, sometimes I will also do it as a multi-item. So basically, periodically I may list one, I will sell it, come back in and list another one, add another one to that very same listing. Now I use the zero quantity option on eBay, meaning that these do not end. So if I've got multiple, I can just keep adding one more to it each time I want to, so it doesn't appear that there's a whole bunch of them left. Once you've done this a while and you've got a bunch of these, at some point it's going to show that 10 sold or whatever your quantity is and you have one left. That's also going to express a sense of urgency before the last one sells. So that's another reason why I use that zero quantity sum to garner more sales and higher prices. Now the last few items are all related to a field that I just love. It's vintage buttons, uniform buttons of any type I can imagine to get my hands on. Now many people will ask, where do you get these specific items? I find them all over, but I look all of the time. I source everywhere I can possibly think. Antique malls have always been a good source. Flea markets, auctions, and things like that as well. You can buy them in bulk. You can buy them from collections. There are groups of people that collect these. There are national organizations of button collectors as well. So there's many avenues, many sources to find them. This one sold for $57.50. I have one more left, and it is on sale at this point. So the next one I listed, I'm advertising it a little cheaper, or on sale, I should say. Happy again. I've got nothing into any of the last few items I'm going to show you. I've already earned all of my money back from massive purchases of these that I get routinely. I am still openly receiving multiple pounds of buttons all of the time. Here's another one. It doesn't always have to be uniform buttons. I buy any button that's vintage that's worth money. If I think I can flip it or sell it for some good money, I'm going to nab it up. This is a very early one, probably 1870s or so. It's hard rubber on the back. It's got an insert. This one sold for $62 and some odd cents plus shipping. Again, I've got nothing into this. This is almost all profit minus eBay's final value fees and such forth out of this. Early one-piece buttons and livery buttons are another area that I love. This goes across the gamut. They're in all different types of countries. This is a fine example here, probably of British origin. This one sold for $40 plus shipping. Again, I've got nothing into this at all. It's just an old uniform button. Early one, 1850s. It's the sort of thing that does show up. It's a 16 millimeter as well, which means it's a small, tiny cuff. And I got $40 out of it. And this last one here, I took $32.50 plus shipping out of this one. It's just a police department button from Massachusetts. Dates to around 1890s to the 1920s. Part of the key factor in this one selling is the word heart in there. A lot of the figural or buttons with hearts on it almost always sell for good money. So this one I did put higher than all of the other police buttons I had from the same basic area. Any type of button will sell. Railroad, police, fire department, city, military, whatever you could have possibly imagined. Any of this sort I will nab up anytime I can. We make thousands of dollars a month in just buttons. Profit-wise, that is. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. Well, there you have it. Hopefully that gave you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
Best about your kingdom of half?
Has to be the half-day school.
This is even better.
Then it's Halvesies, my crunchy, sweet new corn and rice cereal.
But half the sugar of most sugar-coated cereals.
How does it taste so sweet?
That's my secret. It's Legree. Now what?
Half a car.
I'm halfway there.
Half a bridge.
Nice work, kids. New Halvesies are a crunchy, sweet part of this balanced breakfast.